Hello everyone, this is Tuzia and welcome back to my channel. This week's video is actually really exciting. This week I decided to do a collaboration with Lily, who is also an artist from Greece. She is actually a YouTuber just starting out just like myself, and she draws like beautiful semi-realism art, and in her channel there are like more art videos, art rants. She covers like a lot of topics, you know, how to, what are the artist's struggles and all. And she's like a really cool person. She also is like writing a webtoon named Artemis, which is based on the modern Greek world and modern Greek society. It was really fun. The last episode that was released while the time I'm recording this was probably episode 3. You should go check her channel out. You should go check her webtoon, all her social media handles and all that. All the links to her profile will be given down in the description box below. And yeah, she decided to she reached out to me a couple of weeks ago saying, hey, we should do a collab. And I was like, yes, we should. And we decided to like redraw a Greek god or goddess, I would say, and we decided on Aphrodite. And our inspiration of the entire painting was actually a Renaissance painting by Botticelli, which is Birth of Venus. And yeah, the entire process was really fun, and we decided to draw, and like at the end we just decided to show our individual art pieces and like talk about it as much as possible, what we like, what we like about each other's paintings, what was the shortcomings, what inspiration we took, things like that. Yeah, and it was really fun. So yeah, let's just get started with that. If you're new here, hi, I'm Tuzia, a semi-realism fantasy theme artist, and I have been drawing for a while. In this channel, I do a lot of art videos. I, talk about a lot of stuff while doing art, and I release videos every Saturday. And if you like videos like this, and if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you know every time I upload. So yeah. Let's get into it. Just a disclaimer, the entire talk and the entire video and like all our discussions were like really long. It went up until like 1.5 hours, and literally we kind of struggled with like cutting so much things off. But yeah, we just didn't want it to make it like a movie or something. So like yeah, there are a lot of things that were included. There are a lot of things that really weren't. So like just a disclaimer that it's not that long, but then again it's still long. It's like 28 to 29 minutes long. So yeah, just like sit tight, grab a snack or anything, because it's gonna be really long. So how was the entire experience with the drawing?
Okay, it was okay. Like, I think I kind of struggled with making her. I don't feel she's kind of unique, like my Aphrodite. She's kind of, I don't know. She doesn't seem like a goddess the way I drew her.
Okay. One thing that I really wanted to ask, I just realized it only like a half an hour ago. So like, what it's like with like the Greek gods and goddesses, do people in Greece worship them, or they're just like characters of myth at this point?
Oh, well, nowadays I would say the biggest majority does not worship. I don't know anyone that worships them. Like, they used to worship them in ancient Greece, but now they're just myths.
We call it Aphrodite. What do you say?
In Greek, Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. That's a weird way to say that. I've always heard it as like Aphrodite.
Yeah, in English they say Aphrodite, or they say Medusa, and or they say Zeus.
If you ask me, I knew nothing about Aphrodite except she is the goddess of love, fertility, and she is like extremely attractive and stuff. Like, that's all I know, actually.
Basically, she's like the goddess of sexual love, right? So being in love, not just like So not like love as in motherly love, but more as in a romantic aspect. So that's why she's like so attractive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. So that's like, I kind of got it right then. Like, she's like the goddess of love, and she's extremely attractive.
Yeah, she apparently doesn't really have one hair color or one way of looking. Like apparently her hair color and stuff changed.
Oh, like maybe like a preference-wise thing. Like if my preference is something, she would look the same.
Probably, yes, probably. I just remember she doesn't have one specific hair color.
The painting that we drew from, like with the one we took an inspiration from, I knew nothing about it until like I started searching for the references. What do you know about the painting?
What do I know? Oh my god, like I think it's just that it was like drawn in the Renaissance era.
Yeah, Botticelli drew it, so.
Yeah, that's what I know about it. It's about her birth, right? But again, it's a very PG version of her birth.
Yeah. Yeah, with like all the decency and all. Yeah, it's like an extremely decent. Yeah, like it was like I researched on it after like we decided to do the painting on that, and yeah, that's like back at the times during Renaissance, like there were like a lot of men's nudes, like naked figures, but there were not more of a female versions of that. Like even the paintings back in Renaissance, and like Botticelli like drew painting Birthday Venus was actually kind of like a unique in a sense that it had a female figure which was like semi-nude with like decent, like just enough decency to hide her stuff, I would say. But yeah, that was like a daring painting in that sense at that time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, if you think of compared to now, it's like shocking that would be shocking per se, because now it's like it just seems so decent compared to what we see now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like yeah, as you said, it's like a PG version of it, like it's like something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I think also like the fact that he drew her, for me, the fact that he drew her basically ginger, like I always found that quite shocking, because to find a ginger person in Greece, it's almost unthinkable. Like I am a natural blonde and I'm Greek, and I was like the only kid in school that was blonde.
So
like,
what's the dominant hair color there?
Like dark brown eyes, a little bit darker skin, you know, like Italians and Spanish, so the Mediterraneans generally.
Art is an expression, and he wanted to express Aphrodite in a ginger version, so yeah. I think like the model was actually based on like a person from like a higher up society whom he admired all his life, actually. That's what I read. I'm not like entirely sure as to give names, but yeah, it's based on a model act.
Okay, well that would make sense.
Yeah. He was like thinking like when he was making like a goddess of love, he was actually trying to like draw someone that he really admired in real life too. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So that's why she's blonde. We can come in terms with that fact from that point. No, blonde, ginger, heavy size.
Yeah, she's like legit ginger. I mean, I don't know if he was trying to make her blonde or ginger, but she looks ginger.
Yeah, that may be the reason why, because he was actually trying to base her off of someone else in real life that is not a Greek person.
That's interesting. So how did you feel when you painted Aphrodite?
Okay, so like, can we like show our paintings? Oh, so you took the inspiration from like the statue.
The statue and the painting. I combined it.
Oh, this
together.
Oh, this looks like, I really love your like details with like the light and all, like the one that you drew like Thanatos. What's he's called? The god of death, like the one that you did recently. That piece was extremely detailed, and I love what you did with like the lighting and all that. I really love like the details of your piece, like the clothes. What is happening with the clothes? Oh my god, this is really pretty.
Oh, thank you, dude. I'm looking at yours, and the color scheme is like absolutely beautiful. Like, and I love the flower details.
Yeah, I tried to like actually recreate the entire painting in a sense, like the flower flowing from like the god of fertility. Like he blows
he blows the air towards Aphrodite and she like comes to the shore. That's what like the painting is about. So like, yeah, I just drew that part. Like she's in the sea and ocean sitting. I was trying to make a seductive pose, but this is how it went. I'm really bad at anatomy actually. Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for in this painting.
Oh, like I love it. It's quite pin-up-y as well. Like her pose is kind of like a pin-up girl.
Yeah, I was trying to give it like a modern approach. Like I was really skeptical about like making nudes. Like you made like a decent, you know, Renaissance painting like with like the decency that is needed, but like I was like, no, I can't do that. I already struggle with like anatomy so much. If I like make a naked human being, that human being would not look like a human being, and I'm making like goddess and she's like the goddess of love and she has to be attractive, so I was like really trying my best with that. I really suck at anatomy. I was just like trying to convince you that, because I believe that to myself.
I was trying to convince you at anatomy, okay? You gotta believe me. Like, okay.
That I'm bad at this.
I've seen much worse with anatomy. I was much worse.
I have never like officially learned art actually. I still I'm learning computer science. I have never like learned art like in general. But yeah, maybe that's the reason why you could get like the hands right and like the pose and all that. I can never get hands right. Hands are like artists' worst nightmare, and you made them quite nice actually.
See, my issue is not hands, it's feet. I cannot draw.
Oh, so like you covered them.
I legit, and I realized that I'm really shit at drawing feet. Like because whenever I had to draw someone, like an art model or whatever, feet were not really in the composition, right? Yeah. So I never practiced.
So like you never practiced feet then?
Apparently not, because now whenever I try to draw feet, it's like it's so funny. It's like, why can't I draw this? I don't understand how this works. Feet are weird. So for me, it's feet. Like my issue.
So like if you notice, like if you notice our artworks, you have like covered the feet and I've like covered the hands. We both knew what we were doing. Like I just was like studying poses, and like for the longest time I was like, I want one without the hands. Like I don't want one with like hands going on, and this looked perfect. Like the reference for like this pose, I was like, the hands are behind the head, so this is like it for me, and I did that. And your looks like your feet is like covered with like the cloth and all.
Oh yeah, definitely. But anyway, but like what I love about yours, it's so like this is what I'm talking about, right? Like your piece is so unique and it's so expressive.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, I was really nervous about this. Like if you see my process video, I think I changed like the entire color palette, I think 2 times. Like if it's like, I struggled with this a lot, and like I kept on like picking color palettes from like other artists' work and then like put the same color palette in this drawing, because like the color palette was different back then and I couldn't perceive colors so well before. You see me like going over and over. This took like a lot of time. How much time did you take to make this actually?
About 3 hours.
That's it? Oh my god, this is like really admirable. You can make this in 3 hours.
Yeah, but yours is so much better. Like mine has no actual detail, and there's no uniqueness.
No, like I really liked, like if you were like, I did not expect this. You know what I mean? Like when I see your drawing, like you took like 2 approaches actually. And like we took like different approaches. We decided on like the painting, but like we took different approaches, and I didn't like expect anything like this. And this is like really beautiful actually. This is like more inclined towards like the sculpture thing that you showed before. Yeah, and like this is like really pretty in that sense. Yeah, so like these are like two different ideas in a sense, but like mine took a lot of time and a lot of days actually, because I was really struggling with like a lot of things in like this entire piece.
Well, it doesn't look like it. Like from what, like for me just looking at it now, like the color palette is absolutely beautiful and it's so expressive. And you know what I like? That both of us made her brunette. Both of us made her brunette without.
Yeah, we did not make them ginger. For some, okay, I wasn't aware of the fact like Greeks weren't ginger and all that, but I still made her this color of hair. So I'm really proud of that, actually.
Yeah, it's so funny that both of us, like, without us talking about this, we're like, ginger, brunette.
Like, yeah. Yeah, that's great. This is all I knew about. Like, I knew a lot about the painting, at least in the past days when I was like making this piece, actually. Both of our drawings kind of show like what needs to be shown. That's what I think it has. Like, that's the achievement of the entire like process and all that.
Yeah, and I think it's also, it shows perhaps also two different personalities like that Aphrodite could be. You know what I mean? Like yours, she's more like whimsical, you know, like more dreamy. You know what I mean? Mine is, she's a little bit more serious. She's like down to business kind of gal.
That's the beauty of art, I would say. Like different people perceive different things in like a different light, and they express them accordingly. So yeah, that's like the beauty of art in general. So like in my case, like you can see like markings in her face, if you noticed or not, because like most of the times I make art because I'm like, I can make it. Like I can make this happen. Like most of the times I do things because like I can, you know what I mean? That kind of thing goes in my head. Like I make like weird stuff and like I try to make it work because I can, and this is art, like something like that. Both of our drawings are like completely different from like the original piece of like the painting, and yeah, I love everything about it. The entire experience was like really interesting, at least for me, I would say.
Not definitely for me as well, because I was kind of like, I just did Thanatos, which took me a week of every day, about 4 to 5 hours. Like I had about 24 hours worth of footage.
Yeah, that work was really detailed. I was like, at first, like the first video that you released, I was like, this is so detailed, and then you were like, I'm making more. And I was like, what? Like that was already so detailed in my like opinion, and you were like, I'm still working on this. And like at the end, you just released a video like 2 days ago or 1 day ago. Like yeah, it was like more detailed. That was really pretty. Like the lighting and all that, I really loved that about that painting.
And it's still not finished. I had to stop myself. Like legit, I had to stop myself. I was like, dude, you need to move on. You've got other drawings you need to do. And I was just like, and my brain was like, no, but I need to do the teeth is weird. Something about the teeth is weird. Like, it does not matter. Leave it alone.
Yeah, most of the times, like, you ruin a drawing if you think about it and work on it a lot. You know what I mean? Like, something is wrong about the drawing and you want to fix it, but it just ends like, you should just leave. Like, sometimes that happens to me too. Like, there's something wrong about the drawing, I need to fix it, I need to do more, and I need to put more work to it, but there is nothing to, like, more to do. You've already, like, spent days and hours, like, yeah, move on from that. Completely forget about it.
Yeah, you can overwork a piece of work so easily, and I was just like, for me, I was just like, I need to stop it, because I hadn't even started Aphrodite because I was working so many hours on Thanatos. So I was like, dude, I need to let it go. You know, like the song Let It Go. That's it. Let it go.
Elsa, you're like all frozen up, like frozen mood, yeah, like let it go.
Exactly. I turned into Elsa, seriously. So, and then I was like, right, so Aphrodite, I need to like work on her faster. I need to not get too obsessed with details and, you know, like, etc. So I was like, right. So I put like, I basically made myself, like I on purpose told myself that I have to work on this for like 3 or 4 hours tops and then leave it alone kind of
Yeah,
thing.
just like leave the pen, put the pens down, and like, Master Chef style. Have you seen Master Chef? Do you know the cooking show, Master Chef?
I know it, but I haven't seen it. Like I haven't watched it.
So like usually what happens is like they're cooking, right? And like as soon as the time ends, they're like they have to lift their hands off the counter. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I had to do that.
Like after like the 4 hours time is up, you just lift your hands and like stop doing that, whatever you're doing.
Put the knife down. Like put the pen
put
down.
the knife down. Yeah, put the pen down. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, but like, come on, first 3 to 4 hours of work, this is like really pretty. Yeah, I am still in love with the color of like the drapery around her like waist and like the clothing. I really don't know a thing about this, honestly, how clothes and fabric move in general. Just like I really like the detail on the fabric too.
I'm the same with fabrics because I'm used to drawing nude models because that's basically what I had to do all my life. So now that I'm doing a diploma course in concept art and I need to learn to make characters, obviously the characters need to be dressed. So, and I'm like, dressed? Clothes? What? I don't know how to make clothes. I know how to draw naked bodies, which is weird, but that's what I know.
Like let me like think of, like you're trying to convince others that like naked characters should be like normalized. Yeah, you don't know how to draw fabrics.
Should be totally normal, everyday occurrence here, because I can't draw clothes.
Yeah, I'll just change the system because I can't do it. Drawing is like a fun process. Art and learning is a fun process. It's like tedious, I would say. It's tedious too, but like it's a fun process in general. Like when you see yourself grow, if you see like yourself, I don't know about you, but if I see myself like how I was with my art like a few years ago and how I am right now, like that makes me really happy actually. There are a lot of great artists out there and they do like really good stuff, but like I think like at the end of the day what matters is how you are like improving from what you were drawing yesterday. At least that's what I feel about art in general.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like never compare yourself to other artists because like other artists, like, you know, they've started their journey at another point in time, you know, they've done other things that's given them other experiences. So never like compare yourself to other artists. Just compare yourself to what you did yesterday, what you did the day before. So to yourself, that's like the most important thing.
Yeah, that's something like we all know and like need to realize, but like most of the times like it's something obvious, but then again it's like kind of hard to maintain too. Like I have to be honest with that fact. Like there are like a lot of artists that are like amazing at what they do, and like that's really kind of like an inevitable feeling that you feel when you see like someone who's like really good at art and you are not at the same caliber as them. And you have to like keep reminding yourself with like things like this, like if I'm better than yesterday, I think that's like a bigger achievement in general. Other people are like in a different caliber than you are, and you just wonder if they have sold like their souls to devils, what is up there with their game and all that. But yeah, we're just different people, I guess.
Oh yeah, everything is just practice, you know, like when people say, oh my god, you're so talented, and you're like, no dude, no one is born just being able to do something, right? It's practice, it's learning and practice, that's what that is.
Yeah, like a lot of people feel like we're born with it. If I have to be honest, like when I was in school, I used to get like the least number. Like you used to have like exams in like drawings when you were really small. Even like drawing used to be a subject, and like I used to get like the least ones. I had no idea about colors. My humans did not look like humans. They looked like some weird aliens or something. I was really bad at what I was doing, but like with time, like I kind of found like this feeling of really home in like drawing. Does that make sense? Like I belong when I was drawing. I belonged somewhere where I could be lost for like hours and hours on end, and like that's how I wanted to like this is what I want to do in life. That's the kind of thing like that I felt.
Oh yeah, like when I look at drawings when I was younger and I'm like, what the is that? Like that's supposed to be a human or an alien, or I don't even know what that is. Like, you know, so no one is just born, like maybe you're born a little bit with the ability to recognize some things faster.
Yeah, like perceiving of like real life objects. That's what I would say. Say. Like as much aptitude. If like aptitude is a thing and like if talent is a thing, maybe like perceiving of like real life objects would be a thing, but like to draw itself, I don't think like anyone is like just born with it. It takes a lot of dedication, I would say.
Yeah, it's dedication and practice. That's what it is. And you know, like with your, like I was watching your videos from like the first one till now, the amount of growth you've done in your like drawing abilities is like seriously amazing. Like from the first drawing till like this one, for example, like even the face and the pose, like it's so much more fluid and like free, and it's not like much less rigid, and the proportion of the face is like absolutely beautiful. Like even her expression, it's relaxed. She seems like, you know, like kind of happy, relaxed, a little bit dreamy, you know. So like your growth and like your drawing skills from the first videos, like I'm like shocked. Like it's absolutely amazing. Seriously.
Honestly, like I feel like everything changed when I was like doing this like 14 days 14 portraits challenge. Like from that point on, like I was drawing every day, and first week I was so stuck, and from like second week I started to like watch a lot of tutorials, try to take as much as feedback as possible, and I was like drawing so extensively. And yeah, I feel like I grew a lot from that challenge. It was really hard. It's really hard to come up with like one portrait every day for someone who's not even like extensively doing art. Like I have other things that I have to do, so like it was really hard, but yeah, I think I grew a lot. Yeah, and so thank you for like acknowledging the fact that I grew. Yeah, that was really nice. That gives me like a kind of a motivation that I need, actually.
Hey, yeah, I'm just telling the truth.
What I realized is like you need to learn the rules in order to break them. You know what I mean? Like you need to know all the fundamentals of art in order to like then adapt to the changes and make your own art style. Yeah, and that's why I'm like learning the rules right now.
Definitely. The reason people say you need to learn the rules to break them is in order so you can understand how to break the rules and how to break the rules in a way that is successful, right? Like even, for example, manga artists, like professional manga artists, like they already know the rules. So when they do manga, it's, you know, it's successful, right? It's believable. And that doesn't mean that you need to become like someone that's like amazing at realistic art and you're able to do amazing realistic art. No. That's not what that means. That just means understanding how light works, how shadows work, how body parts, like, you know, anatomy, how that tends to work, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so like, yeah, what you said about like manga artists is like, you cannot imagine someone with like big eyes and like small nose, like the kind of drawings that they make. You cannot possibly imagine that in real life. That would be terrifying, actually. You know, like if you think about it, like the eyes are like weird, like the nose are so small, and like the mouth and the proportions are so weird. You cannot think like that is possible, but they make it work. You know what I mean? Like they know what is going on, so that like they know how to make it work by breaking the rules, because you cannot imagine an anime character in real life scenario, because I think like that would be terrifying. It's like such big eyes with like non-existent nose and like weird lips, like
and pointy chin. Don't forget the pointy chin. That would freak me out.
Yeah, like a weird pointy chin. We would probably run away if we saw a person like that in real life. That is terrifying, but they still make it work. And even Disney, even like the art style in Disney is also like, they're not realistic at all in like a lot of sense, but they make it work. They look really nice when they're like put together.
exactly that. Like, because when you know how things work, then you can apply them within something that is not real, and then it looks believable. I've noticed, like, in all your drawings, your color palettes are absolutely beautiful. Like, your sense of color is extremely good. Like, for example, I didn't used to draw color for right before I went digital. I started applying color when I went digital. So, like, when I had to use color, I was like, what?
What is this? What is this sorcery that I don't know?
Exactly, yeah.
Black and white provide a lot of ideas about values. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned it somewhere. Like, if you try to make like any portraits of painting in black and white, then you'll understand the values of like the entire structure and how like the lights and shadows work in like two dual tones. I think like you're just like one step closer to like getting color is just like one step closer to making that painting look better in a sense. I know a decent color palette needs to be there, but like I think values matter the most. And when you have like only two colors to like make it work, I think like black and white paintings are like more harder to do. That's what I feel, or that's what I think.
I remember when I was younger and I went to one of the drawing academies, and the first thing I ever learned in art about realistic drawing is that lines don't exist, like outlines. I think it's one of the best advices that I've ever gotten in my life, because I never realized this before then. Like, I used to use outlines for everything, right? But this is about realistic drawing, right? This is not like stylized, because stylized is different.
Yeah.
So that would be like the approach of when you do realistic painting, you don't do outlines, you just like start using like shadow and light until like a shape is formed. It was the most useful experience I've had in my life. It was like da 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 da, like, oh my god. Right.
Like epiphany hit me. Like, what? Something like that. Yeah, we need to have those kind of realizations once in a while. Yeah, it's about like the form is created by like the contrast and light in general. You don't really make outlines in realistic paintings. We don't have outlines.
I think so. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we don't. I'm probably sure we don't.
So yeah, that's the end of the video. I told you before, the video was really long, so like we couldn't even have like a formal ending to it because we were so into talking to each other. Like we covered like lots of things. So like just like ending this entire video, thank you Lily for like reaching out to me to make this video. It was really fun. You're a great artist, and I even had fun doing the entire project myself. It's not every day that you decide to recreate a Renaissance painting, but yeah, we did it anyways. So yeah, that's about it. If you like this video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on that notification bell so that you know every time I upload. And yeah, find me on different platforms like Instagram, DeviantArt, Twitter. You can come and say hi in all those platforms. All the links of the social media will be down in the description box below. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.